Good morning, children. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. So, children, stay home, stay safe. Take care of your health, children. Keep wear a mask and use sanitizer whenever it is necessary. Keep distance to others. So, take these precautions for this pandemic situation. So, let us start our session, children. So, before going to the session, I want to introduce myself again, children. I'm very happy to see you again, children. So I want to introduce myself again. I'm Anita, working as English teacher at KGBV Muppalla, Guntur district. So children, in this previous session, we discussed about the first unit. The theme of the unit is personality development. Children, what is meant by personality development? Personality development means to grow our qualities. So externally or internally. So personality development means to grow our personality or externally or internally. So in that background, our first lesson is attitude is altitude. So in this personality, there are personality development. In A reading is attitude is altitude, and B reading is every success story is also a story of great failures, and C reading is I will do it. So in this personality development, in the first second page, we look at this second page, children. We have three great famous personalities there. First one is Sudha Chandran, and the second one is Stephen Hawking, and third one is Helen Keller. So these three persons are the disabled persons, physically challenged person, but their positive attitude and dedication, determination, willpower, loyalty, discipline, they overcome their disability persons, and they stood stand up like a great persons in front of us today. So in this first lesson, attitude is altitude. So children, what is meant by attitude is altitude. It is the meaning, children. Look at this. The way we think of something and the way we do things are important to achieve goals in one's life. Our achievements are result of our attitude. The way we think of something, the way we think something and the way we do things are important to achieve goals in one's life. Our achievements are results of our attitude. So attitude is the altitude is means the way you think is going to decide the heights you are going to reach in your life. Say it again, children. Attitude is altitude means the way you think is going to decide the heights you are going to reach in your life. That is the meaning of attitude is attitude. Here is the Nick Oychik. So he is the character of the attitude is altitude. So children, he was great inspirable person. So he was a motivational speaker. So he's wonderful motivational speaker. So he was a physically handicapped person. He is a physically challenged person, and this is an inspirational story of a disability person, Nicholas James Oychik. Children, his life proved that disability can't stop a person became doing what he wants to do. So Nick Oychik has no hands and legs and children, though he was no hands and leg, the contemporary example of great spirit. Children, he stands an inspiration of millions of people in this world. With his great inspirational qualities, he did miracles. So in our previous sessions, we discuss about some few points about Nick Oychik. So here is some facts about Nick Oychik. So who is Nick? So we always dream of high of getting more and more than required. But Nick dreams of getting the required and leading a normal life like us. It's a wonderful sentence about Nick children. We always dream. Everyone dreams high. Someone getting became a great person. Someone dream like I'm richest person in the world. So we have lots of dreams. Someone dream like I want to become IAS, like that, dreaming their own their self. So but we are dreaming like that, getting more and more than required. So we dream what we want, more than that we dreaming. But Nick dreams of getting the required and leading a normal life like us. He lives a life like us, with uh, like us anamata. So Nick doesn't have limbs, but he does all these things as we do. Nick have, he was a torso, that's why he have limbs. He have doesn't have limbs, but he does all these things as we do. He can do all things like us. But still there is a difference between Nick and us. So there is a difference between Nick and us. We live in dreams, and Nick had lived for his dreams. What a wonderful sentence. So we learn so many things about when we observe the Nicks. We live in dreams. Nick had lived for his dreams. సో మనం కలలో జీవిస్తాం, కానీ ఆయన కలలు నిజం చేసుకోవడం కోసం జీవిస్తారు. దట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెంట్ బిట్వీన్ నిక్ అండ్ as which made him an inspiration for the world. He was inspiration of the world. So ఈయన ప్రపంచంలో ప్రపంచానికి ఒక ఇన్స్పిరేషన్, గ్రేట్ ఇన్స్పిరేషనల్ పర్సన్ గా ఉన్నారనమాట. నిక్స్ ఎర్లీ లైఫ్. Nick was incomplete child to his parents. So here, look at this picture, children. Nick, he was an incompleted child. He has no hands, no legs. So he's incompleted, only body he was there, and head is there. Nick's, but he is an incomplete child to his parents. Whose parents? Nick's parent. Nick born with without arms and legs. Nick was born without arms and legs. He was born. Look at this picture, children. So what do you observe? He has no hands. He has no legs. He was a torso. Nick was a torso. And torso means having no arms and legs. So without arms and legs, he did miracles. So his disability called phocomelia. So what was his disability, children? Phocomelia. So scientific name of his disease is called phocomelia. Nick was born on 4th December 1982 in Australia. So when was Nick born? 14th December 1982 in Australia. He was born 4th December 1982 in Australia. He was born on when? 4th December 1982 in Australia. But he now lives in Los Angeles. So children, here is where was Nick born? Nick was born in Australia. Where was Nick lives? He lives in Los Angeles now. So when he was born, children, he was born on 4th December 1982. He was born on 4th December 1982 in Australia. What is meant by a torso? Torso means having no arms and legs. So So next, children, Nick father was a computer programmer and an accountant. So what was Nick's father? What was Nick's father's occupation? So Nick's father's occupation is a computer programmer and an accountant. So Nick's father was a computer programmer and an accountant. So what was Nick's mother? Nick's mother was a nurse. What was Nick's mother, children? Nick's mother was a nurse. So it all we discuss in the previous session. So next, Nick has a small foot on his left hip, which helps him balance. So here in this picture, you observe the children. Uh, Here you observe a small foot on his left hip. So it helps him, the body part of this is helped Nick, helps Nick's balance and enables. So I call it my chicken drumstick. I call it my chicken drumstick. Joke, Nick. Joke. Funnily said that I call it my chicken drumsticks. It's very important sentence, children. Could you please underline in your textbook? I call it my chicken drumstick. Joke, Nick. Who is I refer to? Here is I refer to Nick Oychik. So it referred to a small foot on his left hip. This is what was it referred to. Small foot on his left hip. What is it referred to? A small foot on his left hip. What is I refer to? Who is I refer to? I refer to Nicholas James Oychik. So in this whole paragraphs, I refer to only Nick Oychik. So next, Nick uses his small foot to type, to write, to pick things up. So here it is, a part is there, small part of his body, small part of his left hip. So it is uses Nick to type and to write, to pick things up. So this is Nick's earliest life. So here is four pictures, children. Let us look at these four pictures, children. Observe it. How he plays. Observe. So in this first picture, we observe how he plays football without legs. So how he plays using his head to play football, children, here in this first picture. And the second one is golf without arms and leg. He play golf, children. How we can't imagine. So but here he play golf without hands. So yeah, it was called, this stick was called as club. So Nick put this club under his chin. So Nick put the stick under his chin and he play golf. See how he enjoys when he play golf, how he laugh. So he felt very happy to play football, golf. So in this third picture, children, in this third picture, we observe swimming. How great he was. Children, can you imagine without hands, without legs, we can swim? We can't imagine. It's so hard. It's very difficult to us. But Nick swims. So how he enjoys when he was swimming, how he laughs. So he's enjoying when he was in swimming. So next, surf. So look at this fourth picture, children. In this fourth picture, he was in surfing. So in this pretty waves, he enjoying the pretty waves when he was surfing. So let us observe the children how he enjoying the when he plays the games. So sports. So he is lots of enjoying without having arms and legs. He enjoying to play that sports games. He is enjoying wonderful how he loves. He never make it. It was very difficult to surfing, golf, swimming. He is laughing. Look at these pictures. So these four pictures, he is laughing. So children, observe how he enjoying to play. So you may have doubt, how can you also do all this? So with his qualities like positive attitude, perseverance, strong willpower, faith, hope, discipline, dedication. So with these great qualities, above these great qualities, do all these things like playing golf, surf, playing football, and swimming, and a great motivational speaker. He was became a motivational speaker because of those qualities like positive attitude, perseverance, strong willpower, faith, hope, discipline, dedication. Was now became a great person in this world. So this is the brief explanation of a previous session, children. Now we are going to the fresh session. So here, look at the page number 4, children. So I want the passage, read the passage. So listen carefully, children. It was so hard for them, but right from the start, they did their best to make me independent. My dad My dad put me in the water at age 18 months and gave the courage to learn how to swim. It was so hard for them, but right from the start, they did their best to make me independent. So, first, right from the first, the Nick's parents felt very hard right from Nick's childhood. They did their best to make me independent. Now the challenge before the parents of Nick was to make Nick independent. So what did they did? So they are trying to their best to make Nick independent. For the starting, for the beginning, it was so hard for the Nick's parents. So here, second next passage, my dad put me in the water at the age of 18 months and gave the courage to learn how to swim. My dad, whose dad? Nick's dad put me refer to Nick's. Nick's father put Nick's into the water at the age of 18 months, an early age, gave the courage. Why his father put him in a water? To give him a courage, and how to he taught him to how to swim. So so that is what is going to Nick's parents decide that they are going to Nick independent. Nick should be able to do works on his own. So that's why Nick's parents ready to make Nick independent. So here is it was so it means to join him a mainstream school. So hard for them referred to Nick's parents right from the start. In the beginning they felt very difficult, but did their best to make me Independent. Nick's, they try to Nick independent. My dad put me in the water. Nick's father put him into the water at the early age 18 months old and gave the courage to learn how to swim. So his father, Nick's father 18 months old ఉన్నప్పుడు తన నీళ్ళలో పడేయడం జరిగింది. ఎందుకు నీళ్ళలో పడేయడం జరిగింది? తనని చంపడానికి కాదండి. జస్ట్ హీ వాంట్ టు లెర్న్ హౌ టు స్విమ్. మనం ఎవరైనా ఇప్పుడు ఏదైనా ప్రమాదవశాత్తు నీళ్ళలో పడినప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాం? వుడ్ ట్రై టు స్విమ్. సో ఆ విధంగా తనకి స్విమ్మింగ్ నేర్పించడం కోసం, అలాగే కరేజ్, ధైర్యాన్ని ఇవ్వడం కోసం హిస్ ఫాదర్ పుట్ హిమ్ ఇన్ ద వాటర్ at the age of 18 months old. So children, the next paragraph, I also got really into football and skating board. I totally love the English Premier League. So I also got really into football and skating board. Totally love the English Premier League. He loves. In this previous passage, we discussed about the English Premier League. It was a football match. He likes, he loves football match. So I also got really into football and skating board. He liked to skating boarding and football, and he loves English Premier League. Nick's father was a computer programmer and accountant. What was Nick's father? Nick's father was a computer programmer and accountant. So here is the paragraph, children. Nick's father was a computer programmer and accountant, and he taught his little son how to type with his two and his at just 6 years old. His mom invented a plastic device, and that meant he could hold a pen and pencil. So here I want to read the paragraph again, children. Listen carefully. I also got really into football and skateboarding. I totally love the English Premier League. Nick's father was a computer programmer and accountant, and he taught his little son how to type with his two at just 6 years old. His mom invented a special plastic device that meant he could hold a pen and pencil. So what was Nick's father? Nick's father was a computer programmer and accountant. What was Nick's mother? Nick's mother was a nurse. So at the age of 6 years old, his mother mother invented a special plastic device to put a pen and a pencil. So at the age of 6 years old, his father learned how to type. He was a computer programmer. That's why he learned how to type with the keyboard with using his small foot on his left hip. So here is the new words, children. Let us explain the above passage again. So మొదట్లో వాళ్ళ పేరెంట్స్కి చాలా కష్టంగా ఉందండి. తనని ఒక కాళ్ళు చేతులు లేని ఒక బాబుని పెంచడం, అతని మెయిన్ స్ట్రీమ్ స్కూల్లో జాయిన్ చేయించడం, కానీ ఇవన్నీ కూడా అతను ఇండిపెండెంట్గా స్వతంత్రంగా తనను తాను పనులు తను చేసుకోవడానికి చేసిన ఫలితమేనమాట. మై డాడ్ పుట్ మీ ఇన్ ద వాటర్ ఎట్ ద ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ 18 months ఓల్డ్. ఒక 18 సంవత్సరాలు ఉన్నప్పుడు తనకి ధైర్యాన్ని ఇవ్వడం కోసం, స్విమ్మింగ్ నేర్పించడం కోసం నిక్స్ ఫాదర్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో కంప్యూటర్ ప్రోగ్రామర్ అండ్ అకౌంటెంట్ వాటర్లో పడవేయడం జరిగింది. బికాస్ ఆఫ్ లెర్న్ హౌ టు స్విమ్ అన్నమాట. So he likes football and skating board. I totally love the English Premier. I refer to Nick Koichik. Next, what was Nick's father? Nick's father was a computer programmer and an accountant. What was Nick's mother? Nick's mother was a nurse. He thought, who thought he referred to? Nick's father. He thought his little son. Here is little son referred to Nick Koichik. How to type with his two? తన కాళ్ళ వేళ్లతో ఎలా టైప్ చేయడం at just 6 years old. 6 years old ఉన్నప్పుడే హౌ టు టైప్ అనేది ఆయన నేర్పించడం జరిగింది. హిస్ మామ్ ఇన్వెంటెడ్ స్పెషల్ ప్లాస్టిక్ డివైస్, ఒక స్పెషల్ ప్లాస్టిక్ టూల్ని, ఒక స్పెషల్ ప్లాస్టిక్ థింగ్ని, ఒక పెన్ను పెన్సిల్ పట్టుకునే విధంగా వాళ్ళ మదరు కనిపెట్టడం జరిగిందనమాట. హియర్ ఈస్ న్యూ వర్డ్స్ చిల్డ్రన్. Invented, create, something that has not existed before. So invented means create. Antonyms: independent, dependent, totally, partially, courage, discourage, specially, ordinary. So here is the next paragraph, children. I want to read it. Despite the risk of being bullied, his parents insisted on his attending mainstream school. It was the best decision they could have made for me, adds Nick, who later achieved a degree in financial planning and real estate. It was very hard, but it gave me independence. Nick, who was teased and bullied, had an electric wheelchair for mobility and a team of carers to help him. So I want read the passage again, children. So look at the passage. Despite the risk of being bullied, his parents insisted on his attending mainstream school. It was the best decision they could have made for me, adds Nick, who later achieved a degree in financial planning and real estate. It was very hard, but it was gave me independence. Nick, who was teased and bullied, had an electric wheelchair for mobility and a team of carers to help him. So, despite the risk of being bullied, um, Nick's parents know it's very hard decision to join him a normal school. It's a common children's school. They know in that school some children are teased Nick because he was a having no arms and legs. But his parents insisted on his attending mainstream school. But their parents make Nick's independent. That's why they decided to join Nick in mainstream school. So his parents decided to send him to mainstream school. There is a risk of being bullied. What to be bullied, but they want their child became independent. That is the reason to joining him a mainstream school. So ప్రీవియస్ సెషన్స్ చెప్పుకున్నాము, ఫిజికలీ ఛాలెంజ్డ్ పిల్లల కోసం ప్రత్యేక పాఠశాలలో ఉంటాయి, అక్కడ అలాంటి పిల్లలు మాత్రమే జాయిన్ అవ్వడం జరుగుతుందండి. కానీ నిక్ ఒక ఫిజికలీ ఛాలెంజ్డ్ పర్సన్ అయినప్పటికీ కూడా ఈయన్ని నార్మల్ పిల్లలు ఉండే స్కూల్లోకి జాయిన్ చేయడం జరిగిందనమాట. ఇట్ వాస్ ద బెస్ట్ డెసిషన్ దే కుడ్ హ్యావ్ మేడ్ ఫర్ మీ. కానీ తర్వాత ఫస్ట్లో వాళ్ళు ఇతను గేలి చేయడం ఇలాంటివన్నీ వస్తాయని తెలిసినప్పటికీ కూడా వాళ్ళు తర్వాత ఇది బెస్ట్ డెసిషన్ అయిందనమాట. సో నిక్ చెప్తున్నాడు, అదే మా అమ్మ నాన్న నాకు తీసుకున్న మంచి నిర్ణయం అని. హూ లేటర్ అచీవ్డ్ ఎ డిగ్రీ ఇన్ ఫైనాన్షియల్ ప్లానింగ్ అండ్ రియల్ ఎస్టేట్. సో హీ గాట్ ఎ డిగ్రీ ఇన్ ఫైనాన్షియల్ ప్లానింగ్ అండ్ రియల్ ఎస్టేట్. నిక్ achieved a degree in financial planning and real estate. It was very hard, but it gave me independence. సో అది చాలా కష్టమైంది, అతను ఆ డిగ్రీ పొందడానికి చాలా కష్టపడ్డారండి. కానీ తర్వాత తను స్వతంత్రంగా ఉండడానికి, స్వేచ్ఛగా ఉండడానికి, ఇండిపెండెన్స్గా ఉండడానికి తన ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అనేది చాలా హెల్ప్ అయింది అనమాట. నెక్స్ట్, నిక్ హూ వాజ్ టీజ్డ్ అండ్ బులైడ్. హేళన చేశారు, గేలి చేశారు పిల్లలు. హ్యాడ్ అన్ ఎలక్ట్రిక్ వీల్ చైర్ ఫర్ మొబిలిటీ. ఆయన ఒక ఎలక్ట్రిక్ వీల్ చైర్లో కూర్చుని తను మూవ్ అవ్వడానికి ఒక ఎలక్ట్రిక్ చైర్ ఉండేదండి. అండ్ ఏ టీమ్ ఆఫ్ క్యారర్స్ టు హెల్ప్ హిమ్. చాలా మంది క్యారర్స్ కూడా ఉండేవాళ్ళు ఈ నిక్కి హెల్ప్ చేయడానికి అనమాట. సో హియర్ ఈస్ న్యూ వర్డ్స్ చిల్డ్రన్. despite, without being affected by, bully, seek to harm, insisted, demand something for forcefully, mainstream, general school, decision, a concussion, independence, the fact or state of being independent, teased, make fun, mobility, the ability to move. So here is antonyms, children: independence, dependence, mobility, immobility. Could you please note down these new words, antonyms, children? I won't repeat it again. Despite, without being affected by, bully, seek to harm, insisted, demand something forcefully, mainstream, general school, decision, a concession, independence, the fact or state of being independent, teased, make fun, mobility, the ability to move. Antonyms: independence, dependence, mobility, immobility. So these are the new words and antonyms of this passage. So next paragraph, children. I was deeply depressed when I was 8 years old. He said, I went to my mom crying and told her I wanted to kill myself. I felt cold and bitter. I hated God for doing this to me and was terrified of what would happen when my parents weren't there to look after me. So, I want to read the paragraph again, children. I was deeply depressed when I was 8 years old, he said. I went to my mom crying and told her I wanted to kill myself. I felt cold and bitter. I hated God for doing this to me and was terrified of what would happen when my parents weren't there look after me. So here, children, so Nick was deeply felt sad. He was depressed. He was going to depressed, self depression, because he was born like a toad. So it was so hard to anyone, children. So Nick also felt like that. He was in the starting at the age of early age, 8 years old. He felt very depressed when he looked at the common children, normal children. He felt very depressed because he was born like a torso. That's why he felt very depressed, so sad. And he said, I went to my mother. He is going to his mother and crying. He started crying and told her mother, said to her, his mother, I wanted to kill myself. How sad it was, children. His son going to his mother and said, Mom, I want to kill myself. How Nick's mother felt on that moment, we can't imagine, children. So, so he was depressed and went to his mother and said, Mom, I want to kill myself because of his depression. He said to his mother, Mother, I want to kill myself. సో ఆయన చాలా బాధపడిపోయి ఉన్నాడండి. 8 years ఓల్డ్ అప్పుడు. చాలా చిన్న బాబు, 8 years. సో అలాంటి చిన్న వయసులో అతను ఏడ్చుకుంటా వాళ్ళ అమ్మ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి, అమ్మ నేను చచ్చిపోవాలనుకున్నాను అన్నాడు. ఏ మదర్‌కైనా ఎలా అనిపిస్తదండి? ఎంత బాధగా ఉంటదండి. తన కుమారుడొచ్చి తన దగ్గర నాకు చనిపోవాలనిపిస్తుందమ్మా అన్నప్పుడు, ఆ తల్లి ఎంత బాధపడి ఉంటదో ఒకసారి ఊహించండి. అతను ఎంత డిప్రెషన్‌కి లోనయ్యాడో, ఎంత మనసులో బాధపడ్డారో ఒకసారి ఇమాజినేషన్ చేసుకోండండి. ఐ ఫెల్ట్ కోల్డ్ అండ్ బిటర్. సో చాలా బాధేసింది, చెప్పుకోలేనంత బాధపడ్డాను. ఐ హేటెడ్ గాడ్, ఐ డిస్లైక్ గాడ్ ఫర్ డూయింగ్ దిస్. ఫర్ డూయింగ్ దిస్ referred to gave a birth like a torso. So I'm terrified, I'm afraid. What would happen when my parents weren't there look after me? నా పేరెంట్స్ లేకపోతే నా పరిస్థితి ఏంటి? ఎందుకు దేవుడు ఇలా నన్ను పుట్టించాడు అని చెప్పేసి నిక్ బాధపడుతున్నాడు. సో హియర్ ఇస్ ద ఇంపార్టెంట్ లైన్ ఈస్ దేర్ చిల్డ్రన్. ఐ వాస్ డీప్లీ డిప్రెస్డ్. హూ వాస్ డీప్లీ డిప్రెస్డ్? Nick Oychik. Who is I refer to? Nick Oychik. Why he was deeply depressed? He was born like a torso. That is the reason to he was born like a torso. That is the reason of he depressed. And at the which age he was depressed and he wanted to kill himself. At the age of 8 years old, he wanted to kill himself. So I felt cold and bitter. I hated God. Why he was hated God? Because he hated God to he gave a life of like a torso. అందుకని ఒక టోర్సో లాగా పుట్టించాడని చెప్పేసి దేవుణ్ణి హేట్ చేయడం స్టార్ట్ చేశారనమాట. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ ఆఫ్ హేటింగ్ గాడ్. సో ఆలోచించాడనమాట, చాలా భయం వేసింది. ఒకవేళ మా పేరెంట్స్ లేకపోతే ఏంటి నా పరిస్థితి అని చెప్పేసి నిక్ ఓయిచిక్ ఆలోచించడం జరిగింది. హియర్ ఇస్ న్యూ వర్డ్ చిల్డ్రన్. క్రయింగ్, వీపింగ్, డిప్రెస్డ్, ఇన్ స్టేట్ ఆఫ్ అన్హ్యాపీనెస్, బిట్టర్, సేమ్ మీనింగ్, డిప్రెస్డ్, terrified, feeling error. Antonyms. So here is antonyms children. Terrified, unafraid. So let us note down children new words and antonyms. I want to repeat it again. Crying, weeping, depressed, in a state of unhappiness, bitter, depressed, terrified, feel terror. Antonyms: terrified, unafraid. So note down children. So in the next para, in this next paragraph, I could brush my own teeth with a wall-mounted brush and wash my own hair with pump action soap, but there was so much that was impossible for me. At age 10, Nick tried to drown himself in the bath, but luckily the attempt was unsuccessful. I could brush my own teeth with a wall-mounted brush and wash my own hair with pump action soap, but there was so much that was impossible for me. At age 10, Nick tried to drown himself in the bath, but luckily that attempt was unsuccessful. I felt there was no purpose. When you lack purpose and strength, it is hard to hold on, he said, but with the help of his religion, friends and family, Nick managed to pull through to become an international symbol of triumph over adversity. I could brush my own teeth. This a wall mounted. He was brushing with his wall mounted brush and wash my own hair with pump action soap, but there was so much that was impossible for me. So Nick could brush his own teeth to himself for using a wall mounted brush and washing his hair with the pump action soap, but there was so much that was impossible for me. అతనికి చాలా అసాధ్యమైనవి ఉన్నాయండి. At the age 10, Nick tried to drown himself in the bath, but luckily the attempt was unsuccessful. 10 సంవత్సరాలు ఉన్నప్పుడు తను చనిపోవడానికి ఒక బాత్ టబ్లో suicide attempt చేయడం జరిగింది. I felt there was no purpose. When you lack purpose and strength. So it's wonderful sentence children. I felt there was no purpose. When you lack purpose and strength. మనం పుట్టడానికి ఏదో ఒక కారణం ఉంటుంది. సో ఆ కారణాన్ని మనం తెలుసుకోవాలన్నమాట. ప్రతి ఒక్క జీవి పుట్టుక వెనుక ఒక రీజన్ ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. ఇట్ ఈస్ హార్డ్ టు హోల్డ్ ఆన్, he said, but with the help of religion. కానీ తనకి చాలా కష్టంగా ఉండేదండి. కాకపోతే రిలీజియన్, మత పెద్దలు, అదేవిధంగా ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్, నిక్ మేనేజ్ టు పుల్ త్రూ బికేమ్ అన్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ సింబల్ ఆఫ్ triumph over the adversity. The physical challenge you overcome చేశారు with the help of friends, family members. Nick managed to pull through to become an international symbol of triumph over his adversity. So 10 ఇయర్స్ ఏజ్ ఉన్నప్పుడు తను సూసైడ్ చేసుకోవాలని ప్రయత్నించినప్పుడు అది ఫెయిల్ అవ్వడం జరిగింది. కానీ ప్రతి ఒక్క మనిషి జీవితం వెనక కూడా ఒక రీజన్ ఉంటదని నమ్మేశారు. సో వాళ్ళ మత పెద్దలు, స్నేహితులు, ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ కూడా నిక్ సక్సెస్ఫుల్ అవ్వడానికి కారణం అయ్యారు. హియర్ ఈస్ అ న్యూ వర్డ్స్ చిల్డ్రన్. ఇంపాసిబుల్, నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు అకర్, ట్రై టు హ్యావ్ అటెంప్టెడ్, స్ట్రెంగ్త్, ఫిజికలీ స్ట్రాంగ్, ఇంటర్నేషనల్, గ్లోబల్, సింబల్, ఎ మార్క్, ట్రింప్, ఎ గ్రేట్ విక్టరీ, luckily, unluckily, possible, impossible, triumph, failure. So now we are going to the next paragraph, children. When I was 13 years old, I read a newspaper article about a disabled man. I realized why God had made us like this, to give hope to others. It was so inspirational to me that I decided to use my life to encourage other people and given them to the courage that the article had given me. I decided to be thankful for what I do have. Don't get angry about what I don't. So I want to repeat the paragraph again, children. When I was 13 years old, I read a newspaper article about disabled man who had managed to achieve great things and helped others, said Nick. I realized why God had made us like this, to give hope to others. It was so inspirational to me that I decided to use my life to encourage other people and given them the courage that the article had given me. I decided to be thankful for what I do have, not angry about what I don't. సో 18 ఇయర్స్ ఏజ్ అన్నప్పుడు ఒక న్యూస్ పేపర్ నీకు చదవడం జరిగింది. ఇట్ వాజ్ అబౌట్ ఫిజికలీ ఛాలెంజ్డ్ పర్సన్ లైక్ నిక్ కుజికేక్. సో దట్ ఆర్టికల్ ఇన్స్పైర్డ్ నిక్స్ వెరీ మచ్. సో వన్ డిజేబుల్డ్ పర్సన్ like Nick managed to achieve great things and help others. It was inspiring to the Nick. I realized, అప్పుడు రియలైజ్ అయ్యాడండి, దేవుడు నన్ను ఎందుకు ఇలా పుట్టించాడు. చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. టు గివ్ హోప్ టు అదర్స్, ఇతరులకి ఆశను కల్పించడం కోసం. ఇట్ వాస్ సో ఇన్స్పిరేషనల్ టు మీ. ఇట్ రిఫర్ టు దట్ that newspaper article that I decided to use myself life to encourage other people. నా జీవితాన్ని ఇతరులని ఎంకరేజ్ చేయడం కోసం వినియోగిస్తాను. అండ్ పీపుల్ అండ్ గివ్ దెమ్ కరేజ్ దట్ ఆర్టికల్ హ్యాడ్ గివెన్ మీ. ఏదైతే నాకు ఇచ్చిందో ఆర్టికల్లో నేను ఆ విధంగా ప్రజలకి కరేజ్, ధైర్యాన్ని ఇస్తాను. ఒక డిజేబుల్డ్ పర్సన్ ఇంత చేసినప్పుడు అన్నీ ఉన్న మనం ఎంత చేయగలమండి. చూసినట్లయితే మనం చిన్న చిన్న పిల్లలు సూసైడ్ చేసుకోవడం, ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పర్పస్, పర్సనల్ ఇష్యూస్. కానీ ఇలాంటి డిజేబుల్డ్ పర్సన్స్ లైఫ్లో సక్సెస్ అయ్యి ఇన్ని సాధిస్తున్నప్పుడు మనం ఎంత సాధించాలండి. నెక్స్ట్ ఐ డిసైడెడ్ బి, చాలా మంచి లైన్ అండి, ఒకసారి చూడండి. ఐ డిసైడెడ్ టు బి థ్యాంక్ఫుల్ ఫర్ వాట్ ఐ డూ హ్యావ్, నాట్ గెట్ యాంగ్రీ అబౌట్ వాట్ ఐ డోంట్. చూడండి, వండర్ఫుల్ లైన్ చిల్డ్రన్. ఐ డిసైడెడ్ టు బి థ్యాంక్ఫుల్, నేను నిర్ణయం చేసుకున్నాను దేవునికి థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పడానికి. వాట్ ఐ డూ, నాకున్న దాన్ని బట్టి దేవునికి కృతజ్ఞతలు. అలాగే నాకేది లేదో నేను దాన్ని చూసి కోపం. ఇదివరకు ప్రీవియస్ పారాగ్రాఫ్లో చూసినట్లయితే దేవుడి మీద కోపం వచ్చేదన్నమాట. కానీ ఇప్పుడైతే నీకు అలాంటిది లేదండి. హియర్ ఈస్ ఎ న్యూ వర్డ్స్ చిల్డ్రన్. రియలైజ్డ్, అండర్స్టాండ్ క్లియర్లీ, హోప్, ఎ ఫీలింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్, ఇన్స్పిరేషనల్, టు డూ సంథింగ్ క్రియేటెడ్, encourage, give support, courage, brave, article, a piece of writing included with others in a newspaper, thankful, pleased, angry, feeling or showing strong annoyance, concentrate, focus all one's attention on a particular object. Here is antonyms, children. Encourage, discourage, courage, timid. So I want to repeat the synonyms, new words, children, again, children. Realized, understand clearly, hope, a feeling of expectation, inspirational, to do something, created. Encourage, give support, courage, bravery, article, a piece of writing included with others in a newspaper, thankful, pleased, angry, feeling or showing strong annoyance, concentrate, focus all one's attention on a particular object. Antonyms: encourage, discourage, courage, timid. Here we have another paragraph, children. So look at that paragraph. I looked at myself in the mirror and said, you know what, the world is right, that I have no arms and legs, but they will never take away the beauty of my eyes. I wanted to concentrate on something good that I had. The challenge in our lives are there to strengthen our convictions. They are not there to run us over, said Nick. In 1990, Nick won the Australian Young Citizen of the Bravery Award for his bravery and perseverance. And once I was in a car, um, once I was in a car and a girl at traffic lights was looking at me interestingly. She could only see my head, so I decided to do a 360-degree spin in the car seat to freak her out. Her face was like, "Who? What is going on?" She sped off really quickly. I looked at myself in the mirror and said, "You know what? The world is right that I have no arms and legs." So, మిర్రర్లో తను చూసుకున్నప్పుడు తన కాళ్ళు చేతులు లేవని ప్రపంచానికి తెలుసు. కానీ నా కళ్ళల్లో ఉన్న అందాన్ని ఎవరు తీసుకోలేదు కదా! సో, నాకున్న దాన్ని బట్టి నేను హ్యాపీ ఫీల్ అవుతానని చెప్పేసి నిక్ అంటున్నారు. ద ఛాలెంజెస్ ఇన్ అవర్ లైఫ్స్ ఆర్ దేర్ టు స్ట్రెంథెన్ అవర్ కన్విక్షన్. ద ఛాలెంజెస్, ద ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కమ్స్ ఇన్ అవర్ లైఫ్ టు స్ట్రెంథెన్, టు బికేమ్ స్ట్రెంథెన్ అవర్ కన్విక్షన్స్. అంటే ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అనేవి మన లైఫ్లోకి ఎందుకు వస్తాయంటే మనని బలోపేతం చేయడానికి వస్తాయి అనమాట. సెడ్ నిక్ ఇన్ 1990 నిక్ వోన్ ద ఆస్ట్రేలియన్ యంగ్ సిటిజన్ ఆఫ్ ద ఇయర్ అవార్డ్ ఫర్ దిస్ bravery and perseverance. And once I was in a car, when he was in a car, he was in traffic lights, was looking at me. A girl at a traffic light was looking at me. ఒక అమ్మాయి తన రోడ్ పక్కన కార్ వెళ్తున్నప్పుడు, ఆ ట్రాఫిక్ లైట్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఆగినప్పుడు పక్క కారులో నుంచి అమ్మాయి చూస్తుంది చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్లీ. షీ కుడ్ ఓన్లీ సీ మై హెడ్. షీ ఈజ్ లుకింగ్ నిక్స్ ఓన్లీ అప్పర్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద బాడీ, హెడ్. So very interestingly, she looked at Nick. So he decided to do 360-degree spin in the car seat to freak her out. Her face was like, "Who? What is going on?" She sped off really quick. So అది చూడగానే తను షాక్ అయిపోయి అక్కడ నుంచి వెళ్ళిపోవడం జరిగింది. Here is a new words meanings, children. Traffic, vehicles moving on public highways, spin, turn. Who? Express surprise, sped off, to leave. Antonyms: quickly, slowly. So children, so in this session we discuss about how he became an independent, how Nick's parents help him to independent, how he come back to his depression, how he inspired when he was reading a newspaper article, and what decision Nick take, he want to give hope to others. So under one funny incident about a girl, and he got a Australian Young Citizen Award in 1919. Today we learn these points. So here I want to give assignments, children. Why Nick was deeply depressed? Why Nick was deeply depressed? Thank you so much, children, to watching this video. So we will we will meet you next session. Thank you so much.